Children, I want you to behave.
Are you putting it on us?
For Mrs. Garev, so I can show how bad all of you are.
He just gave me the sticker. I don't have to take it. That's a problem. You know what? Are you good? The boys will hurt you.
Yeah, what was so good about your vacation? What was the highlight? What was the one highlight of your vacation?
It wasn't dry.
Give me the hickory nut crunches.
Get a picture of this so I can take it to the hyperactive place.
I did.
Take it here.
Alicia, would you
School
shut up?
psychologist for Alicia.
Alicia, be quiet. Now.
I think I'm to the monkey.
I don't know if you can hear me, but today was kind of a crazy day. It was the first day that I really got into the book. God, what is it? It's a book about ADHD, driven to distraction, yeah. I can't even describe it. It was one of the craziest moments that I felt. Like, I felt like he was talking about me. The things that I have been struggling to understand are the things that I felt made me different. Everything about my life that I've been struggling to understand was in those first 10 pages. And I'm only 10 pages in. And that's exactly why I'm ADHD. Because after 10 pages, I freaked out. I couldn't believe that it was myself. I called my mother. I had to leave. Oh, I was the laundromat. That's where I was. And I run outside and I get distracted. And Mom, you can't believe what I've just found out. She's like, she's a clinical social worker. I mean, come on. She knows exactly what it is. Her husband has ADHD. She diagnosed me with it when I was younger, brought me to doctors. Whoa. Today, I reread those same pages just because I knew that as much as I read it, I can retain so much more. And I felt it again. And what do? Instead of just internalizing it, I go and I call my ex-girlfriend. I tell her this like it's the most like it's gonna be something that's so important to her. But that's a great Nate. You think that like just because you found something important in your life that you should tell someone else about it and they should care. And I feel like it's like, oh my God, my life's gonna change because of this moment. And then a day later, I totally forget what it is. It makes me feel like I'm so much more complex and yet so simple at the same time. And the only way I can deal with my problem is just to exist in the exact moment, which is this.
Perfect analogy in my mind would be trying to go around a hairpin turn at 60 miles an hour and keeping your vehicle under control. The mind is going so quickly that the mouth cannot keep up with it. And as a result, things are difficult to express for most people, or they have a thought and they need to blurt it out because they're afraid their mind's going to forget it and go on to something else.
It's 8:22 a.m. I fell asleep like 2 a.m. last night because I took an Adderall at like 9 a.m. in the morning, and it lasted all day. And even though I was exhausted, I couldn't fall asleep. But for some reason, once I wake up, my mind becomes conscious that I'm awake. I can't fall back asleep. So it's like 8:30, and I'm just gonna lay here. I the way I am? Am I just that way? So where was I? Education. The more one can learn about ADD, the more successful the therapist will be. A thorough understanding of what ADD is allows you to better understand where ADD affects your life and what to do about it.
Nature endows us at birth with three general patterns of emotional response. Rage is the response to the primary stimulus of thwarting, something interfering with our behavior.
So many times when I get frustrated and I get so angry and I get angry, I just rage just because like I can't control something, or I can't do it the way I want to do it, or there's not enough time, or I can't properly express the words that I want to say.
Fear is the response to loud noises or loss of support.
What am I doing? What am I trying to get across to people? I don't even know what I want to say. I'm feeling like if I don't get it done, it's like I've failed my purpose as a human being. I don't know. Check this out.
And the emotional response to love is usually the result of a show of affection or favors.
ADHD is one of those things that most people, if you have it, you don't realize that you're any different from anybody else. But it can profoundly affect a family when the markers, the genetic markers, are there for the children in the family.
Your mother, through education, realized early that not only Erica, but Alicia and yourself had learning disabilities. And our focus was to make you successful in whatever you did. And part of that was really participating in your education, not only in your upbringing, but also in assuring that you completed things and you were a better person overall. Okay, what letter are you going to do next, son?
So Erica Cramer, Father Damien.
Here you go.
Father Damien's Life of Love. Father Damien went to a
Pick a hard one though this time.
Malacca, where people who had
How much do I have so far?
lived.
Count them.
Some children
10.
had no one to
Can you
care
do it
for
for
them.
me?
So
No, you count it.
he died.
Okay, I want you to pick the letter V. Find the letter V.
What, B?
V.
This one?
Is that V?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to do the practice one and then do them very nicely.
In the young adult years, when achievement is expected and performance is expected, many young adults with ADHD tend to fall behind their typical peers simply because their ADHD gets in their way of their achievement.
Definitely with learning, it took me, I had to put more effort into studying, into my writing, into everything, because
Starts with a Q.
I would focus on everything. I get distracted so easily.
D-I-S.
Right here, look up.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
In addition to Erica requiring one-on-one adult attention to get her homework done, the adult also had to do a lot of coaxing. For example, Erica would have a hard time sitting still for even 5 minutes at a time. She would get up, get a snack, get up, get something to drink. She would leave the room. She would go to the bathroom. She had a chronic case of peitis during the middle of any kind of homework session. She absolutely would not sit still. If you forced it or demanded it and said, no, you can't get up, she, again, would go into her shrieking spells and her crazy antics.
Mom's helping Nathan right now, Ari.
So you go like one, and then you go,
So I would go 1,
and then push it back.
2, and that's it, right?
Yeah. So 2. 1, 2, 2.
How you doing, Ari?
Doing this stupid thing. So you
Why would you say that?
either put Tom and Mom out and lied.
2, 3. Okay.
Why do you say your mom lied to you?
She said to help me.
Well, isn't that your schoolwork that you need to do?
I know, but she's just here. Oh no!
I gotta get out of there. I'm in big trouble.
For Erica, her frustration seemed to be the biggest part of the behavioral component of her ADD. It clearly affected her focus, her memory, and her attention.
Definitely. I feel that it comes so easy to some people, whereas I have to learn it in school and then bring it home and learn it again by myself, because not that I wasn't paying attention, it's just that my brain didn't grasp it all.
I don't think any of us at the very beginning really knew. We just knew we were different and a little out there and a little crazy. But it was kind of like the domino effect in our family. Once Erica was diagnosed, it became apparent that Nathan had ADD, but his symptoms, a lot of them were behavioral and physical, and he had much more overactivity and physical energy, and no effects whatsoever on his learning.
It wasn't until high school when I started to realize I had ADHD. Growing up, I always played soccer year-round, so I had an outlet for my excess energy. I was a talkative, very hyper kid, but I didn't feel like I was any different. My mind always seemed to be in a million different places at once. It became hard to stay in the present. I started having trouble focusing. For some reason, the thoughts in my mind took precedence over the outside world.
So that they can better understand the implications at play in domestic violence. And so she agreed. But if somebody had come and said, I want to play that in a movie that's going to be in theaters, she might not have agreed. But because it had very limited scope and was only going to be shown to a certain set of people and was going to have a training purpose, you know, she was amenable to that. Did you see that? I saw a piece of it, but I've not seen the final training video.
A child can't sit still, but a 25-year-old adult with a desk job needs to sit still all day long from 8 to 5. And so the ramifications of being able to be successful at 5 versus 25 are huge. And the reality is many adults need to continue to be on medication to be able to reach their maximum potential in life.
I definitely haven't been doing this enough. It's a Sunday, 2:58 p.m. And today's the day that I put off all my homework to do. I took an Adderall a little bit earlier. Hold on. I took an Adderall like around noonish. It's about 3. I was already kind of tired, but at the moment I'm just in this weird bum mood.
There's one thing that every true procrastinator needs. You know what that is? Longboard. So I'm almost at music. One of the few classes that keeps me sane this semester. My teacher's fucking awesome. He's like fucking Albert Einstein or something. Crazy fucking. I'm sure y'all remember how big of a rush I was in about a minute ago. Turns out I'm still about 20 minutes early for my class. I always think I'm in a rush. Today is definitely an example of a day where I can overcome my ADD. I know that I need to get stuff done, so I can sit myself down and give myself placebo Ritalin in my mind. Or if I was to say that again, I guess I could say that, I don't need Ritalin. It's all bullshit. So as it turns out, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to get done today. Recall earlier I was saying that I'm in control of my ADD and I can get stuff done. Well, I still can get things done. What I got done today is actually a lot of emailing, a lot of bookkeeping, small stuff that you don't think goes along with school.
I definitely think it's a joke because people that don't even have the disease or whatever, disorder, take the medication and they don't need it. Whereas people like me, I would actually need it and they would get, they would be able to focus more often, but I would have to take it just to be normal and just to be able to do my work, whereas it would make them study for like 4 hours straight. Where for me, it would just give me like a solid time to study. And I wouldn't have to plan for extra time.
And then like from then on, I was very depressed at that point, and Ritalin just, I couldn't take it anymore. Every time I take it, I'd get terribly depressed, and I feel like I was in outer space.
Did you ever feel like you wanted to die?
No.
She got into a really bad spot when she was taking it this year. We both did. We were on Adderall, and she had to go be hospitalized a little bit, and she had to leave school for, or was it break? You went home for 2 weeks straight at your parents'
to just be like off of everything.
Yeah.
I'd like sleep with my mom in bed. I didn't sleep for like 3 days from just like the Adderall shit.
Were you abusing it at all or no?
No, well, yeah, a little bit.
The Adderall turned into her having panic attacks.
I know exactly what that feeling is, like the time thing. When you're like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna, you get lost in your thoughts and you're like, okay, I'm gonna make myself think about something else for a little while, and you're like, oh fuck, I can't do it.
Yeah.
You're like, I try to like look at people and draw them and stuff during class. I'm like, oh, that must have been 5 minutes, and then you look at the thing and it's been like 1 second. You're like, no.
I hate it.
And it sometimes seems like classes are like 5 hours long to me.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Usually when I'm in class for like an hour, I'm like, oh, it's almost done, right? And then
It's like 45 minutes left.
And that discrepancy between potential and actual achievement creates poor self-esteem for many people who don't feel they're measuring up.